All right, time for another side-by-side comparison video here. Getting ready for hunting season, trying to decide which cooler I want to take with me. So what I thought I would do is test the differences between the small Yeti square cooler here, the larger Yeti, and then the WildbearX cooler. So right off the bat, first thing is, I'm going to talk about is the carrying capacity. So on the Yeti, definitely have handles. We have a shoulder strap. There's a back handle. I think this one's a little bit of a flaw in design. I don't like the way that picks up when I carry it, but I'm sure that's a preference. It has a nice shoulder strap that goes with that. So I don't see, that being too much of a hindrance with this. So let's put that right there. Now when I get to this other Yeti, the larger version, it has handles on the side, and it has the traditional backpack handle. It feels a little funny when you put it on, but the shoulder straps they're kind of, I'd call them medium. There's just some padding there. There's definitely some quality there. You can feel that when, and there's some handles on the side and such. But when I come to the WildbearX, it comes with the shoulder strap, which would be nice. It has handles on all sides, all four sides. So you can see this is pretty attractive to me right off the bat. And then it has the traditional backpack straps where I can put that on. And I think these have more padding and a little more grip than say these pads right here. I like this rubber inside, so I know it's going to move less on my back. And of course it has the same standard clip where you can wear and adjust around your chest if you were carrying this. So I like the carrying system here a little better. So next thing is access into the coolers. Okay, so I've got where I want to go, or I'm getting ready to go where I want to go. Either way, with this, easy top opening, no problems. Pretty small, not much in there. Zippers seem to be fine. It says it's leak proof. Haven't done any kind of water test yet. I know with my other WildbearX stuff that it's 100% leak proof, and I like that. So this also has great zippers and easy to use. On this one, the access point on this is what I think is the kind of the issue. Yeah, these straps are good and it rolls over, and there's a magnet there, and so I don't think you'd have an issue of things falling out or leaking or anything. But from an access point, I don't like this at all. So I don't like reaching my arm in and doing that. Of course, I could lay it down. Still grabs onto your arm, having things in your hand, in a hurry, trying to do something. I don't think that's a very good feature myself. And when I do the ice test in a few minutes, I think you'll see how it's more problematic, even though it has handles and that kind of stuff. I don't like this access point. I don't like the way that we get in. Now, let's do the ice test real quick and talk about food separation and how that might work for you and then what I do. So when, right off the bat, one of the things I liked about this was WildbearX gave me some additional cubes, right? These can be used to either put more ice in, you can put food in and store in here. It helps keep things fresh longer, keeps things from getting soggy. If you carry berries, or especially if you had some kind of bread-based product or something, you can separate that all out so things won't get smashed as easy, and nobody likes to eat soggy food. So I like these. I'm going to come back to these in just a second. With this, same thing. Nothing's going to go in here easy with ice or without. Just think that's a huge flaw in design. So let's talk about ice. When I travel, as much as possible, I like to keep things simple. So I like to grab my bags of ice and keep them together and only spread them out if I absolutely need to. So bag of ice, I can kind of fit that in here. Not much room for anything else. Again, if it was torn out of the bag, put in there, that's a little different story. But even with a full bag of ice, you're not going to get a lot of product in there. Now, with the WildbearX, ice fits right in. In fact, I can fit a couple bags of ice. I can put them the way I want them, and then of course I can still add my cube, depending on how many bags of ice you put in, how many cubes you can put in. But again, this is a convenience factor for me that I really like. So I could fit up to 3 bags of ice without much problem, use the cubes, I love that. Now with this bag, just to keep it open is a challenge. And then to be able to put something in there, it's gonna rip that bag of ice open. And I don't like that. I can lay it down, I can go through all this, I can try and fight to have it open, but that's a pain. It's just inconvenient. And again, I got to think about cleaning if I pour all this in, eventually everything that goes in's got to come out. So we'll talk about cleaning for a second. And WildbearX, easy to clean out, no issues, right? The small Yeti, easy to clean out, no issues. The larger Yeti, no issues cleaning the outside, but in here, I feel like I can get it pretty clean, but again, what a struggle. This opening is just not a winner for me. So, you know, I think again, it's going to be dependent on how you work and how you travel and what you do. But another issue for me is stability. So this sitting up on its side, granted if there was some weight in it, probably be a little more stable, but it's not, it'd have to be packed between things, right? So it would stay upright. This, pretty stable, it's a little smaller, might fit between the seats. I can see that being a bit of a benefit if that's one of the ways that you like to travel, just put that between the seats. The Yeti, I like firm, sits nice and even. I can fit this right into my Tesla. I tested it on the front and back trunks. Of course, these would fit too, but these fit pretty snug. They fit kind of custom to that, so I really like that. I think that's great. And just also the insulation factor, I think, is important. So with the WildbearX, we've got at least an inch and a half up here on the top. It's at least an inch and a half of insulation on the top. The Yeti, a little bit less, not as much insulation on here, and on this one about the same. So from just an insulation standpoint, this feels, it obviously visually has more insulation. I have not done a duration test to compare who will keep ice longer, but logic dictates to me that these nice zippers that are waterproof, dustproof, airtight, thicker insulation, that this is probably going to keep ice longer, keep things cooler, colder, longer, and if I had warm products in here, probably keep things warmer longer. So we've got a number of things that I think are superior. So really important, and I'll just kind of recap that. Right off the bat, being able to carry it, more carrying options with the WildbearX. I like that. As far as access, this larger Yeti is a no-go for me, right? The smaller Yeti, easy access. Durability, well, I know my other WildbearX products, they float, zippers are airtight, dustproof, you name it, lots of great advantages there. I'm assuming this is pretty airtight, or not airtight, but potentially leak-proof, this is potentially leak-proof, but I like this product better. I really enjoy the cubes aspect because of how much I can do, the separation, the keeping the food quality high, keeping cold things cold, keeping things separate, great for the kids, I think. So a number of benefits with non-soggy food, keeping things cold, all that kind of stuff. So I really like that. Insulation, these other things, being able to fit it the way I want it in my car. I gotta say that comparing side by side, that these three products, if you look at them and then compare price, that the price comparison, this is a much better value for the dollar, the WildbearX, than the small Yeti or the large Yeti. So all the way around, from price to features, the WildbearX to me is a superior product.